Hello, everyone. This is session 2 of 3. We're playing 316 Carnage Amongst the Stars with the Gauntlet, and we are in the middle of clearing the Alpha sector. Last time out, the troopers cleared the planet without too much hassle. That name of the planet was Pollock. There was silver surfers flying around on this volcanic planet, and that was very exciting. This week, they will be dropping on Dürer. As we've established before, you're all on the carrier, the Terran Protectorate ship. It's a carrier which carries the entire fighting part of the brigade. The name of the ship is the Atlas, and it's hurtling through hyperspace, and you're all in zero G, doing whatever it is you're doing when these red emergency lighting comes on, which is your 30-second warning that gravity will be returning. And that goes with the usual ear-splitting klaxons, which are really annoying. You gotta get the techies to see to those. But I guess safety regulations, it wouldn't do if people broke their necks when gravity returns. So let's do a quick establishing shot for everyone's character. Maybe obviously name your character, give us a brief description, but mostly I want to know what your troopers are doing when that klaxon goes off. So let's start with Brian.
Do we have a new sergeant assigned?
No, at the moment there's a gap in the force. So your old Sergeant BD has been promoted to lieutenant due to his sterling work last week in leading the attacks. And in fact, your Lieutenant Chen, has been given command of the entire company, F Company. But at the moment, you haven't filled that gap with a sergeant. So I guess there's a slot free, right, for someone to get a promotion. So I guess the corporals will be kind of managing the two fire teams themselves, and you'll be under the command of the lieutenant. But yeah, it happens sometimes. You know, people get promoted and the person doesn't slot in straight away.
Okay.
So I'm sure you've got nothing to worry about.
I guess it's the lieutenant would be the higher rank person that I'm trying to like pester them with questions to like, hey, what's the deal with this planet? What do we, just what's the ground like? What are the aliens like? What's the weather? What's the, just pestering.
So BD, if you remember, is, knows the regs so well. He has time to talk to you for maybe 10 or 12 seconds before he knows he's got to do the routine to get into the bunk and strap in before gravity returns. He says, "Oh, this one is going to be ice cold, I hear. The scouting guys came back and they said it is going to be as cold as Pollock was warm." Right. And he like jumps or plants a hand against the bulkhead and pushes himself towards his crash couch. And yeah, better hurry up, Terry. You don't want to get smushed. How about you, Horst? What's Kaminsky up to?
I mean, the last time Kaminsky was lying in a pool of his own drool, and I think this time he's still he's sleeping, and this time he has a book over his face, and it says 10 ways to save energy. It's a very thin book.
Is this, how to be as lazy as possible, or is he mistakenly picked up some kind of remnant of those days when people worried about global warming?
No, it's to save energy. Your physical energy, like how to organize your stuff that you don't have to move too much.
Okay. Miko, how about Garcia?
I think Garcia's like in the same room, like probably like sharing the bunk room, and she's like making sure that her locker is immaculate. So like you see her like putting, which is pretty hard in like zero gravity, things floating around. It's like sitting there and like trying to like make the things go down, and like you see like the thing go float up a little bit, and she's like, and then look over at like the trooper lying in the bed there, and it's like, and then just closing her locker, and it says like Private Garcia 49 kills, and she looks like over to the other lockers and just like see that they have more kills, and it's like, and then goes to the bed like readying for gravity to come back.
Cool. So gravity returns, and then you get that light shining up beside that big red one that comes on for emergency stations that says, basically, please report to briefing room, where the lieutenant will be, or maybe Captain Chen will be briefing you for everything. So that gives you maybe a 30-minute warning to get your shit in order, and you get to show up. So this is, the briefing room. There's lots of kind of, there's a curious mix of kind of high-tech holograms, and then people writing in little notebooks, spiral-bound reporter notebooks. I guess it's kind of whatever works. Beside Captain Chen is someone from the scouting squad. It is Sergeant Cower, who is like one of the scouts in the company, and she looks in bad shape actually. She's got signs of kind of frostbite. She has kind of a slash across her lower cheek, which has been stitched and all, but it still looks pretty ugly. She's going to need to get that looked after. Captain Chen says, "Come on, everyone get in your places. This is going to be no nonsense. Hopefully we won't have to deal with the bullshit we had last time out, with these guys flying around in their fucking surfboards. But well, if you like the heat, this is not going to be the planet for you." And so she kind of turns around and flicks a button to get the hollow display coming up, and you see this ball of ice appear on the hollow display. This is Dürer. For all intents and purposes, the place is covered with a variety of ice, snow, and water that's so cold we can't believe it's not ice.
There's audible groaning coming from Kaminsky.
Did you change your order for? You were looking to get that flamethrower, but you threw that order away, right?
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Well, I'm sure the kill counter will do you some favors. Well, I think I'm going to leave it to Sergeant Cower to fill you in on the natives. These alien scum. Well, I mean, well, they're no joke. Sergeant Cower kind of comes up and thanks with a nod the captain. Yeah. We lost 3 of our guys out of the scout platoon. Just taking a look at this thing to give you guys a nice picture of the frosty reception you'll be expecting. These guys, all I can describe them with are like, I don't know, they're like, I don't know, hairy animals with spears. I mean, they're like, I guess, cave dwellers or something like that. Pretty basic, but they're strong, right? You don't want to get in close. They will tear you a new one. Oh, nice of you to wake up, Corporal. Have you been here since the last planet? Cable, are you listening? Your eyes look like they're open.
Corporal?
You are Corporal, right? Those stripes on your shoulders mean something. I know you try to dodge the responsibility onto Lieutenant BD, but you're going to be the ranking member of your squad for the foreseeable until we get extra headcount.
Sure I am.
So, hey, if anyone's got any questions for Sergeant Cower here, now's the time. You're going to be dropping in 30. I think there's no problems with Louis. So yeah, you're going to be dropping in Officer Voight's dropship. The tail number is L611P. Don't get on the wrong one. We had some unfortunate drop incidents last time out. Any questions for me or Car before we send you to your icy deaths?
I think I see just like size of like the obvious lack of discipline in the squadrons. Like, no sir, no questions, sir.
Excellent, thank you, Garcia. I know you're going to rise up in these ranks pretty quick.
Thank you, sir.
And I guess, yeah, I think the rest of the assembled company is kind of going, like, I don't know, is our armor going to be able to cope with going from volcanic heat to icy cold? I don't know. Isn't that a thing? Like, obviously, there's no real material physicists or engineers in the room, but these are the kind of things soldiers worry about, right? Okay, so I guess, does anyone want to chit chat on the way to the dropship?
I'm sure, like, if someone says something about that kind of stuff, like Garcia would like comment on, well, if you do your maintenance according to the manual, you should have no problems.
Okay. So your manual is like well thumbed and used, and not just as a doorstop or a prop for the equivalent of the iPad that most troopers seem to use their field manuals for.
Well, not really, but she remembers the things she learned in school still.
Yeah. Okay. So the last time out, we kind of established that these dropships don't land. All of the squads get into these large drop pods, and one dropship carries the entire company. So it's got like 10 drop pods, each with about 10 people in them, and just drops them all from relatively high orbit. So that's a bit of a ride. So you climb in, and there's the rest of the dropship crew is 3 people. There is the pilot, Chief Warrant Officer Voight, who goes by the call sign Louis. There's the commander in charge, who's the co-pilot. That is Lieutenant Nadewa. And then there's the crew chief, Sergeant Ward. So they are all your regular flight crew. They're used to you guys. You're used to them. There's a bit of banter with Sergeant Ward as she ties you or makes sure you get into your drop pods correctly and have your weapons stowed and all of your seatbelts properly tied. And then she's the one who closes down the doors of the drop pods themselves to seal you in for the drop. With your drop pod, there's a bit of a problem. It doesn't close properly. And so she has to kind of take a big step back and slam the sole of her foot, of her boot rather, into it a couple of times. And then you feel the drop pod settle, and then the door closes. And she has a mic link through to the drop pod while you're on board, and she says, "We've got to fix that one. I'm sure it won't cause you any problems on the way down, right?" So the I guess Louis kind of takes off from the Atlas, and there's another maybe 10 or 12 dropships leaving at the same time, which is a couple of battalions worth, which is usually the kind of bridgeheading unit that drops from the brigade. And you go down into the upper atmosphere, but the mission is scrubbed. Louis comes over the radio and he says, "Listen, people, we got no visibility here. We can't drop the entire brigade down without knowing where we're going. So I'm doing a quick circuit. The rest of the dropships are going back to the Atlas, and I'm gonna keep you informed." And he takes the dropship into a steady bank to circle the drop zone, while command come up with a different kind of story. And he's supposed to, he's talking to you, and then he usually cuts off to do his piloting thing, but he I think is under a lot of pressure with the weather, and he forgets to turn off the mic, and he goes, "Holy shit, they cannot be dropping people into that. It's fucking lunacy." And as for the pickup, they're going to have to give us some extra, I don't know, something to get us to go down and pick them up. It's madness. So that lasts about, the kind of circling routine lasts for about 10 minutes. How is everyone feeling inside their drop pod?
We completely trust in him. We didn't die the last time. We're not going to die this time.
That's you
Nobody
leading
else.
from the front, right?
Oh yes, that's me leading from the front. That's as much leading as we get.
I'm looking very skeptical at Cable. What the fuck are you talking about? We will all die. Cable?
Cable is obviously not interested.
Yes.
I mean, you're the corporal. They won't listen to us. Maybe you can, pull your authority or something.
You aren't an officer if you're Corporal Kaminsky. Nobody listens to corporals.
Yeah, but she has the highest rank.
Did you catch that, Christine?
No.
There's a division opinion on whether anyone will pay attention to a mere corporal's opinion, or whether, as the highest rank in this drop pod, you should make your opinion known. Sorry, you're breaking up, Christine. Do you want to drop off and try to reconnect? Or? Okay, you're back.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm going to drop off because I am currently on my phone and I'm going to try and get into my laptop.
Okay, cool. We'll see you back in a few. Okay, so here's what happens, right? Captain Chen has been talking off on a different channel with the chief warrant officer, and she has been calling for a volunteer, and you haven't been in the channel because your comms are down for some strange reason, or at least you need to smack it to get the comms back up, and basically everyone else found an excuse as to why they weren't the best team to go down first, and you're left holding the baby, so to speak. So Captain Chen says, "Okay, so here's the new plan. We're going to drop one squad. We're going to drop a beacon in a secondary drop pod, and you're going to set that up. You're going to find a safe place for the rest of the company to land, and we're going to set up for the rest of the brigade." Did you get that, Cable? You're going to land first. You're going to set up a landing zone with a beacon. And thanks for volunteering.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so Louis does another kind of approach and just drops you and this other pod, which has the landing beacon in it. And they're not physically tied, but they're on as close a similar trajectory as he can do it. And this is a really rough landing. So you get jettisoned out of the bottom of the dropship, and everything is shaking, and you're like spun a few times with this super gale force wind that hits you, and the thrusters and all the steering mechanisms on board that dropship are working overtime to get you back to your landing position. And then when it's so chaotic that you don't have that normal kind of relatively comfortable free fall, when the landing thrusters just kick in to decelerate you so that you don't become geography all over this planet's surface, and then you hit the ground. It's a relatively soft landing. I think you're in the middle of a snowdrift, and the doors, blast open, and you can see just white. The bits that aren't just white are swirling bits that have less white in them. You're in the middle of a snowdrift somewhere. You can kind of make out this thing in the distance that could be a mountain. You're not sure. It's covered in snow too. And I guess the question is, who has the handheld device that tells you where the beacon is?
Probably me.
Are you going to try to use that to find out where the beacon is? Or are you going to foist it off on one of your troopers?
Volunteer for that.
Oh! Excellent.
Okay. What's everyone's primary weapon? And then let's do a balance. So what's everyone leaving the drop pod armed with as their primary weapon?
Got my energy rifle.
Energy rifle.
Okay.
Slug rifle.
Explosives.
Grenades, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Has the gun? I don't remember what the gun's name is. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was.
Oh, you're having a fight. Is that why you're not?
Do you remember?
It's not personal. Personal. I'm sure she doesn't take it personally when you forget her name.
Natasha.
Natasha. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so Natasha had refused to hit all of the targets within 1 millimeter of the center. So therefore, she got left behind. She will learn.
Okay.
Oh, she will learn.
Okay. So, yeah, let's roll for dominance. Have you got a link to the Roll20, Christine? I'll put it in the chat window. So just to remind you, for rolling dominance, you all get to decide whether you are going to roll or not, because I'm going to be rolling for the aliens. You're going to be rolling for yourselves, at least one of you, but up to all of you. And basically, more successes is better. If everyone who rolls succeeds and the aliens fail, you ambush them. And if the aliens succeed and everyone who rolls fails, the aliens ambush you. And everything in between is just choosing range. So it can be an important decision to say, oh, I'm going to go for it because I have a good NFA, or not, if you don't feel like you're going to add to anything.
I have a terrible NFA, so I'm not rolling.
I mean, we're missing our sergeant, so you might want to consider all rolling.
Okay.
Because we're missing our a really high NFA player.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, everyone wants to roll, and I will do the same.
Yep.
Okay, so the aliens succeeded. You rolled, but they weren't all successes. The alien success is higher. So they're going to put you at close range.
How many aliens are there?
Sorry, there are 4 aliens. Not 20. 20 is for the entire planet. Sorry if that scared you, Christine. I didn't put any in the proper box. You were just looking at everyone off map. Okay, so they effectively won dominance. So they're picking the range. They're putting you at close range. And now everyone decides what they want to do. So you can fight or you can not fight. One of the obvious things you can do with not fighting, especially for Terry, is help find the beacon and get it set up. Or if you wanted to do something extra, you could try to find a better place for the rest of the company to land, but that would probably be gravy. That's completely up to you. And then anyone, I suppose you can do other non-fighting things by just whatever you want to do that's not exactly killing aliens. The aliens are going to be attacking you.
So how does it work again? Can I fight and then move one zone?
Yeah, so if you succeed in your fighting ability, you can then after that move one zone.
Cool. I'm fighting.
So here's the problem for Cable, having chosen to jump out of the drop pod with grenades. Any people who miss their roll will get killed because everyone is at close range. But you'll also kill more aliens, right, Christine? That's what you really need to worry about.
Yep.
So if you wanted to switch, you could roll NFA to switch instead of fighting.
My NFA is 2.
I know this. Okay, so yeah. So is everyone fighting, or is anyone not fighting?
Shoot those fuckers.
Okay, so see, what are those results like? You succeeded, Horst. You succeeded, Mikael. Terry misses, and Christine hits, and the aliens hit. Some really low rolls. Two twos and 2 1s. So so Horst and Christine get to fight over who goes first, but it doesn't really make a difference at this stage. Maybe describe how you're attacking. Your grenades, Christine, are going to do damage to Terry.
I'm wondering if, because I'm going to get hit by the aliens and the grenades. I wonder if this is a good time to use a weakness.
Or a strength.
Or strength.
Yeah, so like if you want to use your strength or your weakness, you just call it out whenever you want, and that kind of, as long as nothing else has happened. So we've all rolled, but you can say now, having seen what kind of trouble you're in,
yeah,
that you're using a strength or a weakness to get out of this situation slightly.
Yeah, just because I will use a weakness.
Okay. So that gets you out of the combat. You remove a threat token, and you also get to describe what this flashback is, like back into Terry's memories, and that's like a bad memory, right? And you're not going to be like winning; you're just going to be losing on your terms. So we'll work in whatever your flashback name is and the description of that scene into how that happens in the encounter. So yeah, what's your idea for this weakness?
Yeah, I'm picturing like a similar looking snowy landscape, and yeah, maybe it was just like a snowball fight or something where, me and some friends are walking home, and a snowball fight breaks out with some older kids, and I just totally like ran off. All my friends just get like pummeled because I saw them coming, and because I've always been like this nervous kid looking around, observing, and Yeah, I didn't warn my friends. I didn't get us all out of there. I just made an excuse and took off, and then they all got pummeled.
So is that something about the snow kind of brings out that, what do we call it, nervousness or cowardice?
Yeah. I think he's using the excuse of looking for the beacon as like, oh yeah, no, I gotta track this down. You guys got this, right?
Okay. So yeah, I guess you're kind of wandering off, and essentially the rest of the squad lose touch with you as they kind of fight it out in close quarters with these aliens. Okay, so let me take a quick look. So we have Kaminsky and Cable going on 2s.
Do we want to do rock, paper, scissors for this?
It doesn't matter. If it was the last token, then on the planet it might matter. Or for you guys, even if it was the last token in an encounter, it would matter because of the kill token, the kill counter.
Yeah.
But
that's
here,
why it matters.
Well, it doesn't matter here. You get to remove a token and do your kills, no matter what order it happens in. So whoever wants to go first can just describe what they're doing. Because you kind of trumped as Brian, I didn't get to actually describe the aliens to you. So they kind of come out of the snowstorm, and they are like just furry creatures, or maybe they're humans wearing furs, head to toe, and they are quite large in terms of like width, right? They're maybe, I guess they're built like a brick shithouse in terms of height versus width. And then they're carrying these long spears, which they are coming to pierce you with, either through just stabbing or throwing. So yeah, they're rushing you from all sides. Basically, the cover of the snowstorm has allowed them to get up really close before you even had a perimeter set. And obviously, they've been kind of maybe forewarned by the scouting mission that arrived here previously under Sergeant Cower. They're not your biggest fans, I guess.
I'm going to say that Kaminsky, even though I think he is the laziest of all of the lazy people in the entire multiverse, has some combat training. He's not great. He's not great. But you know what? Nobody's as good as me. But that's fine. So the two of us end up kind of back to back. And that's where we start. I start lobbing grenades, and he starts. I haven't written down your primary weapon.
It's a slug rifle.
Okay, so you start laying down fire, and I start lobbing grenades, but it is basically back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you guys want to roll kills? I think the slug rifle is just what is it at close range? Just a 1? Okay. Christine, I think grenades are what? D10? Is it?
I think so. I'm sorry. I have this all written down and terribly badly. So I'm going to say 10 because that is what.
Yeah, it's in the kind of character sheet on Roll20. It's D10, yeah. So do you want to roll that and let's see how many you kill? 9. Yeah, nice. Okay, so that is 2 more counters gone. Okay, and so because the aliens tied with Garcia, we are going to both do our kills before you remove the last counter and end the encounter. So you take 1 kill. Garcia takes 1 kill and then inflicts kills in return. So it's your slug rifle, right? So it's just
Energy rifle.
Oh, energy rifle. So just 1, yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. And are you taking that to your armor or to yourself?
To myself.
Yeah. So again, just to remind you, you are gonna, unless the aliens have something in their pocket to do with lasting wounds or anything like that, you heal 1 level of physical harm in between every encounter. So yeah, the first one you take in an encounter is probably advisedly going to be to yourself to become a mess, and not in your armor, because your armor doesn't repair like that in between encounters. Okay, so yeah, and that ends the encounter. So this, maybe a dozen or 2 dozen of these beasts come out of the snowstorm, and I think a brace of grenades from the corporal and some general fire take care of them, and they're gone. It was obviously maybe their great the bulk of their strength for this attack wasn't put into it, but they kind of melt back out into the snowstorm after feeling your wrath. But there's no sign of Terry. He's just disappeared.
Yeah, Kaminsky is shouting, Terry? Is he in the vicinity somewhere?
No idea. Like your visibility here is really poor with this storm going on. You can't see him. He's not returning on the radio, and he's brought with him the tracker for the beacon, right? Now, with a bit of technical know-how, I'm sure you could use the drop pods beacon finder, because that's how it works normally. To find where the beacon is and maybe find him too, but you're going to have to do that. I'm kind of going to say this is going to be what happens for the next encounter. You're trudging off into the snowstorm to find Terry.
So basically, there's a Terry. This is Gregor Hutton. Get your fucking ass back here! What the fuck do you think you're fucking playing at? Come on, Gib! Come on, Terry! Seriously, man, get your fucking ass back here! You got that fucking... What do you... Etc., etc. There's a lot of profanities.
Okay.
I approach Nancy. Hey, new girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
That's
know...
Garcia to you.
New girl, Garcia, are you like a technician or something?
I think like turns her gun is like, if you want to have her gun fixed, maybe.
So you no help either. We need to find the. We need to like build a beacon or something. And Corporal Psycho over there won't help us.
Well, I read somewhere in the operations manual about it, but it's in like the further chapters. We didn't really go through that. We were rushed into action. There apparently was a lack of, you know how it goes.
Most of my manual is in my boots because it's very good isolation. So I wouldn't know either.
I think see like I see actually like smile at that and like, well, if you have use for it there, I guess.
So I think the other corporal in the squad, Corporal Fox, who's this what passes for a grizzled veteran in the 316. He must be 30 or something. He's got like 1 or 2 gray hairs. He says, "For shit's sake, Cable, you've lost our beacon. Here's what we're going to do. Most of the attack was in that quadrant. We better just walk this way in a line, and we're going to find them." Right?
You can go ahead and do that, Corporal Fox. I'll go ahead with my men and do what we do best, which is dig your ass right out of that shit. All right? Line up, man. We're gonna go and find our beacon.
So, are you not doing this kind of search line with Fox? Okay,
no,
you're gonna operate the drop pod. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So him and his 3 troopers kind of give you a look, right? And they're kind of all scratching their heads, going like, "There's only 8 of us on this planet, and we're splitting up." And like, but they follow Fox because he's their corporal and he knows better. Everyone knows Fox knows better, right? And he has the bruised knuckles to prove it. So he leads them out on a search pattern for Terry, and he muck down into the bowels of the computing power of this drop pod. Who's been given the duty to twiddle with the knobs and come up with a solution for where Terry is, or rather where the drop beacon is.
Minsky.
All right, so.
Okay. So do you want to test NFA then?
Yes. Let's see. That is the worst possible failure.
So, why don't you describe how you messed this up beyond all repair?
He's removing the panel and looks at it for a very long time, and then just rips cables out and tries to tie them with not matching colors or any kind of plan until it's just a mess. Sir, it's not working.
Try harder.
You've been now on planet for a while, and the cold is starting to, notwithstanding the good innovative use of the field manual to give yourself some insulation in your boots, the cold is now seeping into your bones. It is, I guess, I don't know, if you paid close attention to the briefing cable, you might have heard Captain Chen say it was like minus 60 degrees or something like that. So yeah, not a nice place to be. What's your plan?
Okay. What's going on with me? Have I found the other drop pod, or am I?
So you have found the other drop pod, and you have kind of plugged it in. And
can I try to signal them like?
Yeah, there should be like radio communication between the drop pods. No problem. It's usually for close proximity, but you could boost the power and do something that way.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so try an NFA, and let's see.
I have water over there.
Ooh,
Okay,
5.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I guess you open a line of communication with the other drop pod, and basically the only part of it that Kaminsky hasn't wrecked sparks it to life. What do you say?
Chips and salsa and cheese.
I say, what are we calling? What is this device? What are we calling it? The beacon?
Yeah, the landing beacon.
I've located the beacon. The beacon's secure.
So while the landing beacon, I think, is obviously used to usually draw in drop pods or drop ships, it also is kind of hard coded into the Mandelbrot suits. So if you set it up, they're going to get a HUD display that will lead them straight to it. So you can call them in anyway. I guess you just need to explain to them to follow the the virtual yellow brick road on their HUD.
Right. Yeah. Activating local mapping and
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
So like maybe 2 minutes after you turn that on, Fox shows up with his fire team and gives you a big thumbs up and says, "Oh yeah, we were casting around for you. We would have found you in a few minutes anyway. But nice to see you've gotten this shit show on the road. When I get promoted to sergeant, I'm going to make sure you get in charge of a fire team. You're a good trooper, Terry."
Thank you, sir.
So, what is Cable doing? You're muted, Christine.
Kaminsky, seriously, why is this shit not working? You told me you could get this working. You said you were one of the best shots, and you also said that you could get this communications hoodoo working. Just condense it down and then make it go.
Corporal, we just got word from Terry. It's in the suits. We just have to follow it. It's not quantum physics.
How am I supposed to know that? I mean, just
follow me, Corporal. Follow me. New girl, that way. And Kaminsky walks very slowly towards the beacon.
Okay. So I think you reach there without any trouble. It probably takes an hour of a hike or something like that to get to the other drop pod, where I think Corporal Fox and Terry and the others are kind of huddled around a unit that is boiling water for some coffee or something like that. And they kind of, I think you get some chortles or laughing or general "what took you so long? We were going to have to cancel dinner" kind of general cheekiness from everyone else who's there, warmish and comfortable.
I flipped the bird.
So let us now test for dominance. There's going to be an alien attack. We're talking about 5 tokens as they come in on your position.
So should we roll? Should we all roll again?
Yeah, it's up to you.
I mean, my NFA is 3. Anyone higher? Okay, so probably everyone rolls then.
Oh man, that was almost.
It was pretty good, but still rolled higher, so even another low success wouldn't quite have given you the ambush. Anyway, so I'm going to choose range because I have the highest success. I'm going to put you all at close again. I forgot to ask Christine, are you sticking with grenades as your primary weapon of choice, or are you switching this time?
It would be smart to switch. Nope.
Okay, so yeah, so the beacon is on, obviously, as you know, and it's transmitting into orbit, and the rest of the company is on its way. They've Louis has taken off from the Atlas again and is inbound. But I think this, if the aliens overwhelm you and knock out the beacon, it's back to square one or zero for the company and the brigade. So it's kind of defend the flag time. Is everyone attacking? Yep. Okay, so let's roll. So the aliens. Ooh, you're 2 misses from Cable and Kaminsky. The aliens have the highest success. Everyone takes a kill. So mark that off. So yeah, these guys are coming in fast again. This time, however, there's a mix of tactics from them. Some of them have atlatls, those kind of spear lever thrower things that make spears go faster and harder and further. And they're kind of raining these down on you, these javelins down on you from afar. And then other ones are coming up real close with more up close weapons. And these guys they're really fast and tough and hard. And like, even though these weapons seem to be made of something really basic, they're finding gaps in the armor, gaps that are environmentally sealed, but not maybe armored to the best just for mobility. They're finding those gaps in close, and they're going for kills. So yeah, everyone takes a kill, and then who do we have? We have Garcia with a 1 and Terry with a 2. So Terry, you do your combat description first, and then roll kills.
It's just 1 kill with the energy rifle at close range. And, yeah, I think he was hoping to be able to maneuver back to close range, but too slippery in the snow. But still manages to take one guy out.
Okay. How about Garcia?
Yeah, Garcia like screams like contact front, and then like comes down on her knees and like shoots one of them that like is almost like on top of her, like probably like also piercing her shoulder, like, and it falls off.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
So yeah, so you're removing 2 more tokens for those kills. And for the next round, I've just spent a token from my pool, and I'm activating the alien ability. The alien ability is, drumroll please, is Enrage. So that allows them to raise their alien ability by 1 for each turn of combat. So in the second round of combat in this encounter, their alien ability goes up to 9, where it was 8 before. And if it goes to a third round of combat, it'll be 10.
Also, like a question, like when we succeeded the fighting ability, could we move range?
No, so you have to beat your opponent to move them in range, and that's the same for the alien. So if the alien beats you with a success, they can move you in or move you out. But yeah, you have to succeed and beat your opponent to move range bands. So you're stuck in close for now, and that can be. I mean, fictionally, that can be you pushing the enemy back or you moving yourself. In this kind of setup,
yeah, they're just overwhelming us.
Yeah, they're just the waves are coming in, and there's a bit of hit and run. But one thing you do notice, because I'm spending that in rage, is the guys who are coming in close are kind of bulking out, kind of warp spasming, right? They're growing in really unnatural ways, and they're frothing, and it's a lot of craziness up close and personal. And now those I guess those weapons that probably shouldn't go through the armor are going through the armor just to the extreme power of the blows. Okay, so next round, is everyone fighting? Okay.
Motherfucker.
So, okay.
I'm gonna use my combat drugs.
Okay, so yeah, your combat drugs give you a reroll. You get one use, and if you roll a 10, it's bad luck because you take a wound from it.
Yeah, I take the combat drugs as well.
Okay.
Jesus.
Ouch.
And I got a wound.
Did you roll a 10 the first time as well?
I rolled a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to play a strength. Is that possible?
Yeah, so you take the wound, but you can spend the
two
strength at
wounds
any
then?
time. Sorry?
Do I take 2 wounds?
No,
Or I take wounds from the drugs?
And then you clear the encounter doing max kills, and it's actually max kills from the best range of the weapon you're using. So yeah, the strength kind of overrides the usual fictional positioning.
Yeah, I have a good idea about my strength, and that is I would call it something like chemical vacation or something. So the drugs completely overload my senses, and I turn into a killing machine. With crazy eyes and screaming. I'm spinning around and shooting the machine gun. And the flashback is probably something like what's it called? These laser domes. It's like an arcade where you and me and my mates took mushrooms before, and I got the high score on mushrooms. Still the highest score 10 years after that incident.
And is this anything your squad mates have ever seen before, or is this a complete surprise?
That must be a complete surprise because he's moving quickly. He's showing, he's very expressive all of a sudden. Also nimble, more nimble than you would assume he's able to.
Okay, awesome. Do you want to roll whatever your, I think it's D10, is it, for your slug rifle at far?
Let's check. Yes.
Okay, cool. So roll that. And
1.
So I guess you this kind of you match their warp spasm, right? And they've never seen anything like this either. And maybe you kind of
Scare them off.
you shoot the leader, or maybe you beat it to death with your slug rifle's butt or something like this, and they just flee, right?
Yeah, I like
You kill one, and the rest of them just disappear, kind of yelping in fear of the Kaminsky rage.
I can imagine that Kaminsky is kneeling over their leader and like smashing his skull in with the butt of his gun, and is not stopping, although the guy is clearly dead, and that somehow freaks the others out.
Yeah. So so what does that kind of post encounter? How are people treating Kaminsky? I want to know after this. He kind of goes completely, apeshit and drives the enemy away single-handedly, it seems.
I guess you just have more charisma than the rest of us. Or what's
Charisma?
the anti-charisma? What? I mean, because that's what you've got. You've got like no. You've got nothing. You're repulsive. That's what you got. You're repulsive to them. How do you do it?
Whatever you say, Corporal. He's completely covered in blood.
Yeah, I think like Garcia like looks over like puzzled, like first at like what the corporal is saying, and then like, I didn't know you had it in you. You didn't seem like the angry type.
I'm a bit scared of myself now, but it worked.
Hey, you know what? I didn't know BD, but that wasn't bad. Okay, it wasn't bad.
Thanks, Corporal. That means a lot.
Yeah. Now, let's just get ready for whatever the fuck they else have coming on.
Okay, I think it's a good time for us to take a 5-minute bio break.
Okay.
Okay, catch you in 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're all back. So yeah, I guess, you know, the rest of the squad and are kind of securing the perimeter, and Corporal Fox is keeping an eye out for any sign of the rest of the incoming company, and then maybe 15 minutes after you drive off the rest of the aliens, he kind of points out a couple of signs, and over the next couple of hours, the rest of the company assembles under Captain Chen's command. And you see kind of some telltale signs as well, a little bit further off of the rest of the battalion. So yeah, it's way behind schedule, but it looks like this planetary invasion is finally in full swing. And yeah, I think Chen has probably deployed the rest of her squads out to do to be the reserve company in your battalion's push, and you're probably left behind grabbing, I guess, frontline or she's not going to put you out onto the front line after you spent more time than anyone else racking up kills. She wants to spread the glory evenly. It's not really about taking care of you. It's about spreading the glory evenly. So a couple of hours, I guess you've got some time to grab some food and get some heat into you and whatever else. But whatever cup of soup you're enjoying, I don't know. This is not the usual terrible rations that you're getting. It looks like someone up in the logistics division has taken some, I don't know, sympathy or maybe just common sense approach to it. It's not these cardboard tasting energy bars. It's some actual soup made from cardboard tasting energy bars. And Captain Chen kind of pokes her head around the corner to where you're hiding out and says, "Okay, it's time for you to earn your pay again. Looks like Battalion HQ is lost. Their beacon signal was weak when they come down, and it seems like they crash landed into that mountain. So we got to go rescue them. And you're holding the can as usual. My first squad, my favorite squad. What can I say?"
Well, fuck.
When you say Battalion HQ is lost, are you looking for us to reacquire it or replace it, sir?
You're not ready to become a major, Corporal. God help us if you were. I mean, I'd be looking for a transfer to the 2nd Battalion. I'll tell you that much. No, we're going to find them. We're going to bring them back alive. We're going to keep this attack going. We're going to put them in command. I guess there's the 8 or 9 of them in that drop pod. Major Gamal is the leader of the battalion. He is, on the side of that mountain somewhere, and with his various staff officers and aide-de-camp and all those kind of people, maybe the odd intelligence officer or special studies guy. Yeah, you're going to go out there and find them, make sure they're alive, make sure they get back here alive. Sounds simple to me, right? We have a lock on their drop pod, so I'll give you the coordinates. So we'll tie it into your HUDs, so you at least are walking in the right direction. Hopefully they followed protocol and stuck with their pod. But, let's hope. Otherwise,
I mean, there's a major in charge of them. So, with just a corporal in charge of us, I'm sure we can do it. Amen.
Well, our first mission is to kill these aliens. And this is, I guess, a personal courtesy to Major Gamal that I'm sending out a significant portion of my strength to rescue his ass. So,
which, of course, we will do.
Which, of course, we will do. I mean, we will make sure that F Company is rightfully thanked in dispatches, right?
Yes. And F Company is ready. Amen.
Well, first squad of F Company is ready, because I have my job to do, which is to kill aliens. You're probably gonna kill aliens too, but you're being given this other mission, which I'm sure will earn you the personal gratitude of Major Gamal and all of his cronies.
Why, thank you.
You better get moving.
We're already moving. Amen.
Chen walks off. She's not in with this whole first squad ritual thing that you've got going on.
Apparently my own squad are not on it. Anyway.
I think it's can I hear an alien genocide? Genocide. They're much more amenable to that. The standard.
Yeah, no.
Refrain.
We're not there. We're just not there yet. Right, that's fine. So, Kaminsky and Terry. Oh, glad you showed up, Terry. Garcia. We're heading out to make sure that Shen is actually on planet and not just stuck in his pod. He might be stuck because of alien interruptions. Let's hope that's the case, and not just because we got landed with this Muppet. Anyway, guns at the ready. Everybody, let's roll out in about 33 minutes. Okay, yeah, 33 minutes. Let's go.
So what's the kind of general approach? Are you making best speed or trying to be careful with like a combat patrol style movement, or what is the plan?
I mean, Kaminsky is crippled. He will move.
Sorry, so okay. Everyone
Heal.
Jumps back up one level on that, remember? So if you were crippled, you're now just a mess. But remember, your combat drugs and your armor is 1 use per planet.
And fictionally, is that the hot soup, or are we actually patched up?
A little bit of both, right? So I think there's some field medical drugs that get pumped into your systems. I think when you really need it, you can sit back into a drop pod, and the kind of central section that usually is designed just for holding you in, and has the kind of host of communications array and all that kind of stuff. Also has some medical super drugs, and that will get you back back in action if you're crippled, to merely just be a mess. But if you're a mess, I think it's more like a hot soup and a bit of a rest. But yeah, the cocktail of combat drugs and quick acting, probably carcinogenic healing drugs is doing wonders for you at the moment.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, so what's the plan of approach on this?
I mean, we're looking for Captain Chen.
No, Captain Chen is the officer who just talked to you. So she has told you to go out and find Major Gamal, who's the probably Lieutenant Colonel, who's the commander of your battalion, who is lost on that mountainside over there.
Yeah, I think like Garcia tries to explain the concept of walking in a patrol, like covering each other's angles. Let's try that this time, so maybe we see them before they're in our faces. Just a suggestion, Corporal.
I'm sure pages, 53 to 127 of the field manual are all cover actual tactical formations at the squad level. You know, banding overwatch, crossing a linear obstacle under fire. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in that manual, but those are those key 50 pages that a corporal should really know to do their work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting with a simple concept of just walking in a patrol.
Yeah.
I think Kaminsky fails even at that. He walks like a teenager who is forced to do something that he clearly doesn't want to do.
I mean, I'm not sure the Mandelbrot power armor is built in such a way that you can slouch, but I'm sure Kaminsky finds a way.
On the other hand, their pod seems to have landed over there, and yet we're searching over here. So let's just have a nosy round that corner, okay, Kaminsky? You're not exactly. You're never gonna get a sniffing dog. Come on, let's just have a look over here. And what's your name again? You're the new guy, aren't you? Sorry, lady Garcia.
Asshole.
Yeah. Thanks. Wow. Whoever has actually gotten that fast. Anyway, never mind. So there's like a dip over there that makes it look like probably where the thingy, the whatchamajiggy did it. Just look over there, okay? Not standing anymore.
Yeah, I think Garcia uses that opportunity to get the fuck away from.
Yeah, I've got a big gun, and I'm pointing it in not your direction right now. So just go to your thing.
So I think Corporal Fox is looking at this shit show, and he is thinking like, I need to become sergeant in order to survive. Because Cable needs someone to tell her what to do. It's just like all very well with a big gun, but deciding what to do, not her forte. So let's roll dominance for the next encounter. Who wants to roll? Are you going to stick with your everyone roll because we can't afford to be ambushed kind of thing?
Zero success. Oh.
Okay. Well, did any of you roll a success? No. Ouch.
How many alien tokens are there?
Oh, sorry. So there's going to be 4.
Would you believe us if we said there was many alien successes?
I mean, there's one alien success. I mean, I know Roll20 called that successes, but you know. So that's 1 success versus 4 failures, right? I'm reading that right? Okay, so that is an ambush, which is pretty scary, right? The aliens pick the range, and they do 1 kill to everyone. So again,
Considering using strength.
Well, we haven't started rolling.
You,
but
you
can
can't
do
use
that.
it. You can't use it before an ambush.
I don't think so. I think it just replaced. Well, maybe. I'm not sure.
I think you can use it any time, but
I am definitely open to it being at any time, but I've just not seen it before. Let me see.
anytime during an encounter
Yeah, you could.
by any player.
Yeah.
First one to declare that you want to use it gets to do it.
Just have a quick look. Yeah. I think you could step in and do that now. Yeah, I see no reason why. I think I've just always seen it in the kind of the round structure in an encounter, but there's no reason why not, I think. So yeah, you can step in and basically nullify that that ambush, claim all those tokens for your own, and save everyone's ass.
Yeah, I think this is Terry's hypervigilance paying off. So he's well, you know, there was arguing in discussions going on. He was just head on a swivel, looking everywhere, and just spotted them, and just like I don't know, behind those rocks or what you know, whatever cover they were under, like. And
I think
there's no sergeant to give the order, so he just opened fire.
Maybe that hollow that Cable had been pointing out as a likely place that you would find the major was where you spotted like some of those like little pointy ears pop up as they were about to ambush you, like just as they were walking over, and you just let rip.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll.
What is the flashback from like the past?
Oh yeah. Good. Yes. Thank you. I think we flashed back, and there was like to like boot camp training exercise or something, and there was kind of an obstacle course where you went through and you hit targets, and Terry had when they were like setting up the obstacle course, he had like noticed and had actually like been watching, so he actually knew in advance like the whole layout of the thing, and had already like ran through it in his head a million times, and so he just like destroyed this obstacle course. And this is just another time where he's always paying it, seeing everything one step ahead.
So the strength is called like something like always on guard or something.
Yeah, it's hypervigilant or
forewarned is forearmed. I guess.
There you go. That's good.
Okay, cool. And do you want to roll kills? Your best.
Yeah.
With your rifle, I guess.
The rifle, yeah.
Pew pew. Yeah, nice. 9 guys. So they're obviously clustered, right? They're
Yeah,
just
they're
about to
in
spring
that cave.
out, and you just catch them with a burst, and maybe they start to fall back, and you shoot them down, like the dogs they are, right? Yeah, and then I guess you've cleared this kind of ambuscade, and it's another maybe half-hour hike up to the mountain where you find the Lieutenant Colonel Gamal, and he's got like a really by the book perimeter set up. You get challenged by a pair of sentries who look like they're freezing their balls off. They're not happy, but the major or the lieutenant colonel, sorry, appears to have kept everyone's discipline high, and they challenge you, and you get the maybe Fox is out front. Actually, he knows the password to respond, not to get shot. I'm sure he was not asleep at that part of the the briefing this morning. So yeah, you meet up and you kind of get them back into the main lines of the battalion. Yeah, so there's like there's a couple of troopers who are like security, and then there's the second in command, a lieutenant, and there's an intelligence officer, and there's a big hodgepodge of people whose job is usually not to be on the front line. And so they're, even if it's just the 8 of ye, they're happy to have people out looking for them, and a bit more comfortable now about getting back to your lines. So I don't know if anyone wants to talk to them or kind of make some kind of connection with any of the people in that unit. Those 2 troopers are just pulled kind of randomly from any part of the battalion they need to. So those are guys that you could certainly have served with before. The rest of them probably not, but hey, you've got people to talk to on the couple of hours hike back.
Yeah, I think Garcia uses the occasion to see if there's some normal people among them.
Yeah, so like one of those perimeter troopers, his name is Weir. He is kind of a scrawny looking guy, way too pale in your estimation, and he goes, "Yeah, hey Garcia, I haven't seen you in ages. You're working with F Company now? We thought we were goners. Like a couple of these, like werewolves, we're calling them, came in, and I mean, we shot them down. And the major has this kind of this intelligence guy. He's got some crazy gear. You ain't seen this before. But hey, we're our slug rifles, good old reliables, right? Always fire.
Fuck. It's the only thing I can rely on, this fucking company.
Jesus. Yeah. Have I've heard some really weird stories about this Cable. Talks to her gun or something? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. We meet weird soldiers sometimes, but how the fuck she became a corporal, God knows.
Well, sometimes higher ups only see the kill counter, right? That's the only kind of anything they respect. Your ability to kill as many things downrange as possible.
Yeah, I
care
think
about.
Because he like smirks and is like, yeah, if you want to get promoted, throw grenades among your squad. That's the way you get promoted. I tell you.
Well, I guess if you kill your own sergeant by blowing them up, you're going to step into line, right?
Yeah, we should learn something from that. I'm sure that's the way to do it.
Well, I mean, when you get those stripes, Garcia, you let me know. Pull me into your squad. I'll be fine.
Well, the fucking first thing I'm gonna do is to get those fucking idiots off my squad.
Yeah. You got to put them on latrine duty, right? That's what you do. Anyone else want to gossip with your battalion HQ people?
Is there someone who is what would be the job? Who's responsible for the gear itself? Like, I want some proper gloves or like fur boots or something.
I mean, those people don't drop usually. Those people stay safe up in the spaceships in orbit. Probably the closest thing you have would be the. I mean, there's the company quartermaster. There's probably a battalion quartermaster too. But they're just responsible for making sure you have all the shit you're supposed to have. So it's not like designing a better glove. Remember, this glove has got to survive volcanic heat, minus 60 degrees on this ice world, tropical rainforests, 0G.
Can I have skinned one of the aliens?
Oh, yeah.
To make a, I don't know, like a hat or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to keep you warm, I'm guessing.
But it
looks freaky, right?
Exactly. Is it NFA?
No, I think it's just cool. I mean, maybe it's NFA to try to prevent the blood from kind of soaking into your armor in a possibly problematic way.
Like a successful NFA makes it like this Russian hats with a furry.
Oh yeah, and with the flaps that come down. Yeah,
and a fail is just like a weird shaped fur thing on my head.
Yeah, with a fail, I think it's like the top scalp of these guys just stapled to your helmet. Okay, so make your test. Let's see how cool Kaminsky looks.
Yes.
There you go. Who said you can't roll successes on NFA?
Exactly.
When it's important, Kaminsky comes through, right?
The important rolls, exactly.
So yeah, you've got, I think, like you said, it's coming down around the sides, and maybe you've kept the chest and paws of these things to come down. You're looking like a proper 40K Space Marine now, right? All of this ridiculousness on top of your Mandelbrite. And I think maybe Weir, this guy that Garcia was talking to, like whatever about talking about the utter lack of common sense that Cable evinces in combat or leading troops or whatever. It's like, and what is up with that guy? Have he been on planet this long? I mean, I know we landed a couple of hours ago, but like gone native is something you see in the vids, right?
I mean, it's not that bad. He saved us back. Yeah, he can shoot the aliens when they come. Sometimes. Just a little weird.
Okay. How about Terry? What is Terry up to on the way back to F Company?
Yeah, I think now that Terry's paranoia has been validated, he's seeing ambushes like just everywhere. So he's just constantly, seeing the tufts of those ears peeking over corners, but then oh no, it's just a branch or a pile of snow. That's keeping him pretty busy.
So that intelligence officer, Major Morgan, slides up to you, and I just got a report of your counter ambush. Outstanding work. I think if you get some stripes on that arm, we might be able to make you an offer. You know, we are always on the eye out for people who are smart, not knuckle draggers like this pair. He says, obviously pointing at Cable and Kavinsky.
Thank you.
Well, you know, we're always on our eye out for people with talent, right? And well, if you ever feel like normal life on the front line is a bit too boring, you look me up.
Okay, I'll do that, sir.
Okay. How about Cable? Cable, are you annoying anyone on the way back?
Oh, well, of course I'm annoying everyone. I'm trying to do what Sergeant BJ used to do, which is just annoying everyone.
But if I recall
Yes.
correctly, he was always annoying people, you know, with an eye to, you know, watching those corners, keeping things by the book. What's your purpose in annoying people? Or is annoying people a reason all by itself?
Annoying people's what I do. Yeah, there's no other purpose. There's nothing greater than I didn't really learn more. Sorry.
So who?
Diana, come here.
So Trooper Nguyen, who is in Fox's fire team,
Okay.
is gonna. Nguyen sidles up to you and says, "You know what I think, Cable? I think if you and Natasha see your differences out and, you know, have a good shag tonight, you'll be feeling right as rain again."
Okay. That makes no sense.
I think, well, you know, love affairs go through rocky patches.
Uh-huh.
And I think if you get back together with Natasha, you'll be less annoying. And we will all appreciate that.
You don't make much sense. I'm gonna go and make sure that Natasha has enough oil. You should probably oil your gun too. You're
I hear you. I hear you. Oil your gun. That's what we're calling it now.
Yeah. Yeah. You're sure. You got things going on. Yeah, that's right. I understand this socialization thing. Yeah, I can do socialisms. Oh yeah.
Okay. I guess after your trek and such, you reach friendly lines again, and Lieutenant Colonel Gamal gets his HQ set up, and his original plan is still kind of effective. And then this is the kind of final roundup. Basically, his battalion and then the other battalion that's in your neighborhood, they're basically going to do a hammer and anvil thing with all of the alien forces that are in the vicinity. Basically, you're just going to do a huge kind of sweeping circle, almost like a sort of Mongol war hunt, where you make this great big perimeter and close it in on the aliens, and basically just kill everything you see until all you can see is other troopers. So that's the plan, which is just to exterminate with extreme prejudice every single alien on this planet. And so you're probably on scene when this plan comes together. You're just hanging around, and Chen gets invited over and gets tanked by Gamal, and everyone is very friendly. So yeah, that's what's going on for the final encounter. Anyone want to do anything before we jump into that? Okay, so
yes, just in case. I'm probably gonna switch from grenades.
Really? Inconceivable.
I know. So yeah, I'm not going to be just chucking grenades randomly into combat.
Okay, cool. How about you, Horst? Are you sticking with your slug rifle, or are you going to switch to your rocket pod, or?
Yeah, I think that we will probably lose the next encounter roll, or whatever it's called, as well. So I fear we are close. I want to be more flexible. Sticking to the slug rifle.
Okay. I see you nodding, Brian. Are you sticking with the energy rifle? Not bringing out the big gun?
Yeah, for now.
Okay, cool. So remember, whoever kills the last token in this encounter gets a special shiny medal. In this encounter, there's going to be 5 tokens. So technically, I guess that 6th token that's left on the board could be a final encounter, or it could be used to fuel their special ability. It's going to be used to fuel their special ability. Unless someone uses a strength to just, kill them straight away. Yeah, okay. So who is rolling for dominance? Are we sticking with your usual modus operandi?
Oh, let's see. No, sugar. That one.
Okay. So who are we missing? Are we missing you, Brian? Or we have you?
I roll, I fails.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. So you, okay. We're going to take your first roll, Christine. So you, oh yeah, sorry. You rolled none. Okay, so none of you succeeded? Okay, so the aliens succeeded, and Ambashi.
Yeah.
Again. So yeah, I guess what's the best way to describe this? You are at this early stage in this fight. Everyone is really spread out. and you probably don't really have a good visual connection on the next squad in your firing line. But what actually happens is that
Diana, here, come.
the gap,
Diana, come.
the gaps in the firing line, or maybe you just walked over them. Basically, as soon as you go past a certain stage, out of the kind of snowdrift behind you that you just plowed through, come a group of these guys who have obviously been honing their stealth tactics over, generations. So no prizes for guessing that you're all going to be at close, and they're going to do one kill to everyone. So yeah, the first thing you know about it is the kind of spear getting chucked at your backs, or sides or whatever, to do some damage for you.
And we have healed again one.
Yeah, so again, after that last encounter where you rescued the battalion HQ, you'll have healed back up from crippled to a mess. Good job too. Yeah, thankfully there's it's only one alien ability at a time. It's never two, so it's never a sucker punch on that. Okay, so in the first round of real combat, what are people doing? Fighting. Okay, so Christine, how do you fail on that kind of roll, huh? So everyone succeeds. The aliens succeed at 3, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so Horst Kaminsky is going first.
So I roll damage.
You roll damage, and then because you are going in front of the aliens, you can move your range band as well.
Yeah, I'm moving to near.
Okay. And
I'm doing one.
Yeah. You're not rolling. You're just doing one. Okay. Okay, and Terry is next. You get to do the same thing.
Yep. Also only do one and move back to near.
And Garcia, you get to do your kills, but you don't get to change your range. Okay, and the aliens do one kill to Garcia and to Cable. So, I mean, you can describe those, but due to those kind of low number of kills, right? I have to guess that's like kind of one shot, and then people are backing off, trying to get out of this kind of intense killing, murder range, close assault that you've taken. But controlled bursts, right? That's that's what's happening. Okay, and the second round of this combat, everyone fighting. Okay, let's go. So I rolled a 9, which is coming up as 0 success, but because I spent that token, their alien ability this round is actually 9, unfortunately for you guys. So, what does everyone else's look like?
I failed.
So, what's your health looking now for Kaminsky?
Crippled.
Okay. How is everyone else?
Well, I'm gonna use my armor, and then I'll be crippled still.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a mess, and yeah, I also just used my armor.
Okay. So the aliens go first, and they inflict a kill on everyone, and yeah, that's it.
So,
So-
when they inflict a kill, who is that going to damage the most within our party?
Well, everyone takes a kill because everyone rolled below them.
Who is that actually going to affect the most?
Oh, you mean is that going to kill anyone? Like really kill anyone? I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think people are all still
Okay, that's fine.
alive and kicking.
Okay.
Okay. So sorry. So who is next? Christine Cable is next. So yeah.
So fuck. You think you're gonna affect my squad? We're the only ones who have actually dealt with your kind of puny kind of alien scum. Yep. Cable has no idea about any kind of morphology, or xenomorphology or anything like that. So yeah, that's about as far as the opening up the gun goes.
Okay. So you do your D6 kills.
Yeah.
And I think the quote you're looking for is you only need to know one thing, where they are.
And if I can find where my D6 kills are, I will find them. So D6, and it is on my insurance form because that's where I wrote these down. 2D6.
No, it's 1d6 because you're at close.
No. Oh, actually, yeah, right. Yeah, 1d6 close.
Yep.
What the fuck? Did I actually just pass that roll?
You just rolled 1d6. You rolled a 2. I think your lag might be causing a double roll sometimes. I don't know. Okay. And
That's a definite fail. Yeah, that's fine.
okay. And who is next? It is Garcia. So yeah, you get to inflict your kills again.
Yeah.
Which is still 1, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But I get to, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, I guess, but I also can move. No, I can't. They were 9.
You can't. They rolled higher. Yeah. So I mean, it's this is the last token on the planet, in fact, and so because they rolled a success and rolled higher than everyone, they would, if there was another round, they would get to drag you all back in to close, because they hate you guys. But then we have Terry rolled a 2, so. Lowest roll gets him some benefit. The last token on the planet again. I guess you're doing one more kill on that, are you?
Well, am I still at near, or do they move me on their turn, or?
Oh, sorry.
Is it
Yeah,
at the end of the round?
Yeah, sorry, you are at near, so you get to roll your damage on that. That is what, 1d10.
Okay, so I think that the reason I'm getting the last kill is they're like an advancing wave, just charging at me, and he's really trying and failing to maintain that distance, and so he's mostly scrambling back, taking shots as he goes, and then I guess right as the last one like is right up in his face, he takes it out, and he's ready for the rest of them to pile on, and it's like, oh, there are no rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I guess it was just the one.
It was just one.
In his mind, there was a horde, and they were all turning.
Yeah. And so, like, I guess the rest of the battalion is squeezing in, and they're killing thousands of these aliens, right? And there's carnage. It's like a charnel house, and there's like the blood is soaking through the ice caps. But you've done your work. I guess the write-up is that you have prevented the enemy from infiltrating behind your lines, and it's all glory. And you kill that guy again, right? This is super. That's like your second Crimson Sword, right? 2 missions, 2 last kills, outstanding work. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I don't know how the individual characters are going to respond to the bloody mess that's left on planet after that, but it's not pretty. Okay, so let's go through our checklist. Whoever has most kills, and I think it might be Terry. Yeah. I've got you on 12.
Yeah, my count is 12.
A much lower highest kill than last mission, where you kept.
We don't like being at close, and they kept us close.
I think Horst is really regretting his. I'll switch for the missile launcher versus that flamethrower decision you made, especially because it would have kept you all warm.
Worst decision ever.
Yeah. So Brian, you get 1 advance for Terry with the highest kill counter. Everyone else gets to roll a d10, and whoever gets the highest result gets the other advance for the squad. Oh, so close. So yeah, Garcia gets that advance with a 10. Bam. So yeah, Christine, unfortunately, you got 11 kills in that mission, which is like harsh that you don't get anything. But then it's the breaks, right? So yeah, with your advance, you are going to open up a new strength or weakness, which will probably be a strength. I'm not 100% sure. You might have opened up a strength last week, Brian, so that means you open up a weakness. And then you get to put that point into either fighting ability or non-fighting ability. And again, you're probably not worrying about hitting up against the max, but your max is 9 on those. So that's the first thing. Development. So between missions, you can improve 1 weapon by 1 step. So that's like, if you look at it, it's if your weapon is at 0 for a particular range, you can raise it to 1. If it's a 1, you can raise it to D6, and so on. The steps are D6, D10, 2D6, 2D10, I think 3D10, and then D100. But you can only ever raise a particular slot twice. Yeah. So that's at either close, near, or far for any one of your weapons. So everyone gets to do that. And then you can make an attempt with an NFA check to make a second development roll, and that can either be to get a new weapon, to get an increase in the step, just like you're doing now automatically. It has to be on a different weapon if you're doing that. Or the last thing you can do with your development roll is to get a promotion. You can get promoted if you use the strength. So I think that means Kaminsky and Terry could use their extra development roll to look for a promotion to corporal. And obviously what that would mean is maybe Corporal Fox is getting promoted to be your sergeant and you're getting shifted to the other fire team. So once you're done with your standard development slot, let me know what you're doing, and then we can go through you to do your extra roll. If there's another thing that's worth mentioning, although it's not actually relevant, if you use the weakness, you are up for demotion if you didn't use a strength. Basically, if you don't succeed in getting promoted by dint of using a strength, you could get demoted. But because you're a trooper, you don't get you can't get demoted worse than that. Okay, so
the original damage of the slug rifle at Nia, is it, because now I have D10, I don't know if I can.
It was D6 and you
6.
raise it to D10, so you can raise it again to 2D6, and then that's as good as it's maxed out at that range. But you can,
that's what I'm...
So you're definitely going for your kick-ass sniper routine, or at least kick-ass vaguely up close, but not too personal.
Not too close. Exactly.
Not too close, but not too close.
Yeah, I'm using my development roll to buy E-cannon, and I can also upgrade a weapon, so I'm going to upgrade that weapon to do the 100 kills on.
Yeah, so your free development check is first. So it has to be on an existing weapon, and then you get to do your check to get a new weapon or increase it.
Okay, then I'm going to go for the E-cannon then.
But the E-cannon at 2D10, one increase is to 3D10, not D100.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 2 steps to be the utter carnage machine. Anyone else want to go through their development?
Yeah, I'll go put in for a promotion, see how it goes.
Okay. So what did you increase with your
I upped the E-cannon to do a kill at far.
Okay.
I did not get my promotion.
Okay. 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 So how does that look? Are you like waiting on normal promotion channels, or are you going straight to Chen or maybe even Gamal to say, look, I'm what got us through that mission alive? What's your approach? What's Terry's approach for going for promotion?
Yeah, maybe he should have gone directly to them, but I don't think he did. I think he just put in for it through the regular channels, and yeah, that was probably a mistake. That might have been one.
Well, that paperwork has got to go up to fleet, and you're relying on the good wishes of a clerk up there, and that's not mission critical. And maybe you are getting that promotion, just not anytime soon, right? It's like, oh, and I guess over kind of like back up in fleet, when you mention that to someone, it's like, what? Paperwork? That's not the way to get anything done in this organization. You got to talk to someone who's going to make it happen. Yeah, that's yeah, you can't let that. Or if you do the paperwork, you have to slip it under someone's door, right? You can't just put it in an in tray. It's going to get shredded if you're unlucky. Which, when you roll 10, I guess maybe it's shredded, or maybe you put it into the shredder. A critical miss on your bureaucracy roll. Christine, how about you? What are you doing with your development?
Well, clearly I sucked at shooting the thing. I need to be better at shooting the thing.
Okay, so yeah, you can raise. I mean, you want your weapon to be better, obviously.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the close range on your heavy MG, or raise it to 2d6? Is that it?
So it's currently at it's currently at 1d6. So yeah, 2d6.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just keep on.
Okay.
Hitting.
And for your roll check, are you going to get a new weapon, or are you going to try to improve your MG even more? Oh, sorry, you can't improve your MG anymore. Are you going to improve your grenades, or hand to hand, or something?
Oh, grenades or hand to hand? I really want grenades, but I think hand to hand is much.
Yeah. Okay.
Grenades. We're going grenades. Yeah. Fuck it. No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, we're done.
So make an NFA check to raise that. I know there's always a downside, right, to getting improvements.
Oh my god!
You did it. So your grenades go to 2d6. Sorry, you can either raise them at close to 2d6 or at near to 1d6.
Conservative or not? Nope, 2d6.
Okay.
Silly.
Awesome. Okay, because like at that range, you can still kill your friends as well. Yeah, that's what's important.
Sorry, friends? You said friends?
Colleagues, I think.
Acquaintances?
Squad mates. Okay. How about you, Horst? What's Kaminsky up to?
So I can improve with an NFA roll.
So you improve one weapon first for free.
Yeah.
And then you can make an NFA check to improve another weapon or to get another weapon.
I'm making an NFA roll too. Let's see. To get another weapon, I think. I will run around with a lot of weapons.
Yeah. So I guess if you're thinking about close range, it could be a shotgun or a handgun.
It is an unsuccessful roll.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Paperwork doesn't get through, or like the clerk is going, I gave you a missile launcher last week.
I need flamethrower. And then I
had the flamethrower for you. I was handing it over, and then you had second thoughts. I had to pull you a favor to put that back and to get a missile launcher out. And now you're saying you want the flamethrower back? You're gonna have to wait. Back at the back of the queue. Back at the back of the queue.
And fuck you too.
Fuck you very much. See you tomorrow.
And then because I use the strength, I would have had the opportunity to improve in ranks.
But yeah, you have to succeed in that NFA check. Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, the NFA becomes important when you talk about, getting recognized in the organization. You can't just be a kill monster, because if you're a kill monster, you're better off just being a trooper, right? That's how it works.
Kaminsky has no ambition. It was a hypothetical question.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So did you? Yeah, so you said you were increasing the slug rifle to 2d6 at close range, right? Or did you had that last week, right? So you have your standard advanced. You were saying you were doing it to the.
No, last time I improved to 1d10, and this time
so
to 2d6.
Sorry, 2d6. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I think that's the guts of it. Unless anyone has any more scenes, we could stop the broadcast and do a quick debrief. How does that sound? Okay, excellent.